You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hello and welcome to episode 238 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for March 17th, 2019. Happy St. Paddy's Day.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus, a Borg.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
Hey, gang.
Hello.
Crap. What's the matter?
Not wearing green.
Oh, I don't think any of us are.
I'm wearing green.
You have green highlights on your shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing Legend of Zelda. It's got Link.
It does.
He wears green.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
So, how's everybody doing?
Pretty good. We went and saw Captain Marvel last night.
You did? I have yet to see it. How was it?
I super freaking liked it.
Super frickin'?
Yeah. I really, I would buy it.
On VHS?
Yes, if it was available on VHS, I would buy it on VHS. I would have no way to watch it, though.
Oh, you'd have to come to my house. How did you find it?
It was good,
But?
but I expect more from Marvel at this point.
Oh. I heard that the end stinger was not worth waiting around for. Is that true?
No, it was hilarious.
The very end stinger, no. Not really. It is not a preview or a thing.
It doesn't give away any leads to the next movie, but it was funny. It was worth watching.
Okay. Better than the Ant-Man and the Wasp one?
That one was like a lead-up, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Wasp one was a lead-up one.
No, Ant-Man and the Wasp at the very, very end, it was just a big ant playing the drums.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like that.
It's like that?
It's funny.
Okay. But the mid-credit end thing is...
The mid-credit stinger is worth it. It's important.
Gotcha.
And half the audience left.
They always do.
It's like, what are you doing?
Leaving.
I think they forget about the second stinger, though.
They forgot about the first stinger. Half the audience left before the first stinger.
Some people don't know about them at all.
And some people don't care.
How do you not care?
They're not as dedicated. They don't run podcasts.
Yeah, I watched them before I ran podcasts.
Yeah, I know.
I
Some
know a lot of
just
people
don't care.
who
Don't know.
They don't know about them.
I don't know how
and
you
they
don't
wouldn't know about them, which is odd. Because, they don't research the movie before they go out. They watch the movie.
And then
they enjoy it for what it is. They have no idea that Marvel does stingers at all, and neither do their friends, because they just...
Yeah, but this is movie 21,
Yeah, but, they and all of their friends are generally the same. So, they're just not going to know unless they speak to somebody else who knows, and they're not going to get along, because one is going to be like, how do you not know about the stingers? And the other would be like, I don't know, I don't care.
But
what's a stinger?
Yeah, well, that would lead them to there's hidden things coming for the next movie.
And then they would go and rewatch them. But the thing is, we'll never meet them and want to talk to them about anything except for, hey, I saw you in the theater, you left early. Did you know that Marvel has stingers? And then they'd be like, what? Tell me more.
Plot-wise, how was it?
Okay, so, plot-wise, it was an origin story movie. It hit all the proper beats. It was good. There are two scenes that I felt were ham-fisted.
Oh, no.
It's okay, it doesn't ruin the movie, really.
Okay.
The memory scene, when I was watching that part, I was like, oh, look, it's going to be Misogyny, the movie.
And it was?
No.
Oh, good.
See, that's the thing. That scene makes it seem like it's going to be ham-fisted all the way along. It isn't.
Good.
The other scene that I had a problem with was the speech scene from her friend.
Okay.
I'm not going to give anything away, just that scene.
Yeah.
It is very unnatural.
Nobody
speaks like that.
Up to that point, her friend talked like a normal person.
Okay.
After that point, her friend talks like a normal person in a movie.
Right.
She barely says anything after that.
No, she has her whole talk with her daughter about the flight and all that.
Okay, so there's two crappy scenes.
Two scenes that made me roll my eyes.
Also, I finally get why people were complaining about a gender flip thing. I could see why they'd complain about it, but as somebody who owns a comic book shop and has 500 subscribers and 0 people who subscribe to Captain Marvel at the moment, there's not enough of a huge fan base to be as angry as people were about that particular thing. And They could have just left it either way, because it's not even a huge part to the film. It's weirdly centered around it, but it also has barely any effect on the movie.
Okay. No, you're talking about the fact that Captain Marvel's a woman.
No.
No, this is something else?
Well,
Captain Marvel.
Right, because there's a whole different origin story and all kinds of backstory. And
yeah.
And you
so,
can
like,
listen to that on the latest episode of
this
Klingon
Captain
Nerds.
Marvel, Carol Danvers, has always been Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers.
Okay.
She's always
Miss
been
Marvel for a while.
Well, yeah, but like she's always been female.
Right.
There was like a different Captain Marvel before.
Yeah.
Who is in the movie, but also technically not in the movie at all.
Yeah, only appears in memory and flashbacks and hallucinations.
And it's so short that
Blink and you miss it?
either
No,
way, it
it's-
really
it-
doesn't matter. Like they could have.
There are
made-
lines and memories, and there's enough that the actor has a credit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, and that's all totally fine. But I don't know.
There was no point to that gender flip at all.
Okay.
Yeah, they could have just left it as it was, and it wouldn't have made a difference.
No.
But it's also not a huge thing where it doesn't upset me at all. I don't care.
Okay. Do you guys recommend it in theaters?
Yeah, it's a so
The special effects are really good. There's
It's
a
a-
lot of explosions.
It's a lower end for a Marvel film by my standard, but it's still a Marvel film, which means it's a good film.
It also means it's better than most other films.
And how many rivets would you give it?
What are they out of again?
10.
10.
A solid 7.
And you?
I think I liked it as much as like an 8. I
Oh.
really liked it. I would buy it.
All right, so between the two of you, 7.5 out of 10 rivets.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. I'm going to go see it sometime this week.
The one thing that I really did like about it is it's cut like a 90s film.
There's also a lot of really good nostalgia in there. At first, like, I was told that the music chosen, though it's a great soundtrack, one of the music choices that plays during a particular scene, I was told didn't really fit it super good. And I found that the music was too slow for the scene going on.
Oh, okay.
But they chose it for the lyrics, and it really fits that particular scene really well. So it doesn't matter that much.
Right
and
on.
then, like, also, that's not even... It's a big scene, but it's not as big as other ones, so it doesn't really matter.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to finding out for myself. Very exciting. Speaking of 90s films, well, before we get into that, it's the Celebrity Death of the Week section.
Oh my god, no way!
We have none.
Yay!
I didn't come across any dead celebrities
Oh! Well, you make it sound like you find them on your postal route.
this week. No.
Like, just jump... Oh no! Dead celebrity!
Oh, they're everywhere. Oh,
Just all over the floor.
no.
It's hard. Gotta jump over them like,
Ice
Robin.
blocks.
What was Robin's name? Burt Ward.
Holy rusted metal, Batman!
Right.
He always, like, happily skipped over the dead guys that they found.
Okay. Well, not quite like that. So yeah, no dead celebrities this week to talk about. But speaking of 90s films, Bishop spent the night at my house last night and we watched some Netflix. We started by watching The Disaster Artist. Have you ever seen that? That's
Not in years.
No, that just came out last year.
Isn't that the movie about The Room?
Yes.
Then what's the one I'm thinking of?
No idea.
There's a movie in the 80s, Disaster something.
Probably. But no. But we watched...
Disaster Artist is about the movie
Yeah,
The Room.
no, you're right.
With Tommy
I'm thinking about a
Wiseau.
different movie, and I know I
Yeah.
gotta find it.
Because Bishop wanted to watch something funny and he picked it out.
Oh my god, why would he... That's such a bad movie for kids!
I know. Because he said it said comedy on...
It is a comedy, but, like, so is that other one with, Russell Brand, and you would never let kids watch that.
True enough.
The one where he pets the furry wall.
Yeah. Get him
to the Greek. Yeah, that's hilarious.
It
Not
is.
for kids.
So we watched that, and it was fine because it was in my Netflix list, and I was
Yeah.
never going to get around to watching it, but we did. And then we watched The Cable Guy,
Oh,
Jim Carrey 1996 movie.
That movie kind of freaked me out a little bit.
I'd never seen it before.
Really?
Yeah, never came across it.
I saw it the year it came out.
And normally I would have seen Jim Carrey stuff back then, but I just never did. And so finally watched it. Definitely a 90s movie.
It's not as good as his other 90s
It's
movies.
not. No, I didn't really like it that much, but I've seen it now.
It just made me afraid of people.
Okay.
Because, like, he's a stalker, right?
Yes.
And,
yes.
yeah. I actually wound up with, like, 3 stalkers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a Soulforge topic we'll talk about one day. But, yes.
Not as much fun as The Cable Guy.
No, I bet.
They should do a lot more flailing and, like, Slapstick comedy.
Yeah, so he definitely did a lot of Jim Carrey-isms.
yeah. He has quite the face.
Yeah, he does.
He's
So,
not, like, unattractive, but he can make a lot of things happen with his face.
He can. So we watched those two films, and I wasn't really happy with either of them, but...
He wasn't happy with either.
No, he played his Switch beside me on the couch
Aww.
while half watching these shows. But then I came across on Netflix something else that just dropped. It's called Love, Death, and Robots.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, what is that? That sounds like something I would watch. So it's...
That sounds like your two podcasts mixed together.
That's what I was thinking. Yes, exactly. Love, Death, and Robots. So it's 18 episodes of animated, dark comedy, not safe for work kind of mini cartoon animated things. The first one I only watched one so far, 17 minutes long. The way the animation is, if you were kind of drunk or not really paying attention, you might think it's actual live action.
Okay.
It's that kind of thing. And there was a bunch of dark alley stuff, and there was nudity in the first episode, and giant fighting creatures, and it was only 17 minutes, but it's a full, complete story.
Oh, neat.
And I want to watch the rest.
Sometimes it doesn't take much to get a story going.
But so based on just the one I've seen, Love, Death, and Robots, I would definitely recommend it. I added it. It was good. I added it to my list, and I want to see the other 17.
Speaking of 90s movies where you're watching them with your children.
Yes.
Are you aware that they re-released Space Jam back out onto Netflix?
No.
Yeah, my children had not seen Space Jam yet, and we watched it. Mina watched part of it and then got bored and went to sleep.
Oh.
But Damien stayed awake and watched the entire thing, and he absolutely loved it.
Okay.
And I continued to tell him it was a true story, because it kind of is. But then Mina, jumped in and explained how the Looney Tunes world is not in the center of the Earth, and that it is magma. And she was like, this is too unbelievable. And I was like, it's a show, Mina. But, I don't know, she wasn't interested.
No, eh?
No.
Well, Damien liked it.
Damien loved it. He loved the soundtrack.
And you love it, right?
Yeah, I do love it. It's Auntie Julie's favorite
Your sister.
movie. Yeah.
And how old are you?
I'm 35.
Are you 35? Mm-hmm. Okay. My brother Robin is... How old is he? Born in 86, so he's what, 33? Yeah, he just turned 33. And he...
No. If he was born in 86, because I was born in 1985.
So you're 34.
No, my birthday's in January.
Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, you guys are about the same age. And he loves the Space Jam movie. And
It's so good.
He even created a podcast called the Space Jam Podcast. Did you know about that?
Yeah.
Did you also know that he recently ended its run after 3 years?
Aw.
I talked about this on a previous episode, but I don't know if you were here for that.
I don't know.
But he used to do the Robin Road Report for us.
I remember that.
So I sent him a message saying, since you're not doing a podcast anymore, it's time for you to start doing road reports again.
Maybe you should wait until the weather's slightly better.
Well, probably. He doesn't have to do it when he's driving again. He could do it from home. But
Yeah?
So...
Just sit on a skateboard and roll past his window a little bit?
Why not? Why not? Yeah, so I'm thinking that eventually we might get random road reports from Robin again. Won't that be exciting, Josh?
Sure.
Yes. And you remember Frank. He's been on the podcast before. He was on several drunk episodes that I did. I went camping with him.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no. In that I have only heard him. I don't think I have ever met him.
I don't think you have met him.
So I don't remember him.
Okay.
But I remember his voice and that he exists.
Okay. and back in the heyday of the podcast, we used to do little advertisements where we would take a magazine ad for a car or a watch or something else, and we would change it to fit the Rusted Robot. So here's one of those right now.
Go on a taste vacation. The Rusted Robot sends your taste buds packing for a tropical flavor getaway. Plus, it's 50 calories per serving. Also, try an original flavor.
That was Frank's voice. Him and Martha are getting married this August. So that's
Congratulations!
Exciting. Yeah, so I just thought I'd mention that so I can throw this episode link on his Facebook page to tell him we were talking about him.
Is it, do you know the date?
August 24th, the same weekend as Fan Expo in Toronto. So now I have to decide, do I go to Frank's wedding or do I go to Fan Expo in Toronto?
It's probably going to be less expensive to go to the wedding.
Probably.
Is it a destination wedding?
It's just outside of North Bay. Is
Are
that a
you
destination?
suggesting that they go to the Fan Expo for their wedding?
I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying there happens to be a thing happening at the same time. You could make a whole thing out of it. I'm just saying.
Could be fun. You never know what might happen.
I would never do a wedding at an expo. I would do a birthday.
That would be a pretty cool birthday.
But not a wedding. Too many things get to... You don't have enough control at an expo.
Right.
Other people who are actually in charge of things come over and tell you either stop doing this or you two go and be separate. And that would suck in the case of a wedding party. Also, you'd have to chase everybody around in the dealer's room, whereas if it was a birthday party, everybody would wind up in the dealer's room and you know all of the stuff is for you, so you can just confiscate it when they're on their way out.
That's right.
Be like, oh, thanks for this gift, and they would say, up, and you just push them forward because they're backing up the line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You got this all figured out.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
So for my next birthday, we're going to Fan Expo.
Sweet.
It doesn't happen in the winter.
Damn it.
You know what is right now, this weekend, as we're recording? It's Toronto Comic-Con.
Yeah?
Yeah. Also in Toronto.
Is it affiliated Comic-Con? Is it a proper Comic-Con? Or are they going to get sued?
Not a clue. Don't even care.
I've always wondered what would happen if you made it Comic-On.
You might get around the lawsuit
Like with a hyphen. Because, like, get your comic on.
But said quickly, would be Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. I am a genius. I don't know if you guys knew that, but now you do.
I was not aware. But now I'm fully informed, and I appreciate the knowledge. That's really cool.
How could you have known me so long and not know this?
I don't know. I just don't know.
Relevant information.
Yeah.
To everyone.
Indeed. So, Josh, unlike last week, you picked up this week's promo for another podcast here on the ESO Network.
Yeah, this is play it.
In a world where podcasters talk about the same old pop culture topics, two heroes must rise to bring forth a new era of podcast entertainment. The Cigar Nerds Podcast. Movie reviews, pop culture debates, news, science, and even beer reviews. We're stranger than Stranger Things and funnier than an evil sewer clown. CigarNerdPodcast.com. We all smoke down here, Georgie.
Ah, yes. We all smoke down here, Charlie, or whatever you said. What was it? Georgie. That's what it is, yes.
The Cigar Nerds Podcast.
Yeah, Cigar Nerds.
We listened to an episode last night.
Both of you guys?
I listened to some of it.
It's interesting.
Yeah?
They did a breakdown of a movie.
Okay.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
Ah.
It's pretty humorous.
Good.
Enjoy it.
Yeah?
I have no idea what they're talking about in the cigar speak, though. I'm not a cigar smoker.
Oh, they actually talk about cigars, too?
Yeah. Well, they smoke a cigar while they...
Ah, okay. Clearly I've not listened to that podcast.
No.
They also, name what type of cigar they are smoking, and some of it sounds like not...
It's all in techno speak, right?
It doesn't sound like real things.
Were they smoking Cohibas?
I don't know.
I don't remember the cigar they were smoking.
Oh.
To people who are cigar enthusiasts, they'd be like, ooh, that's interesting. To me, it's like words.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Josh doesn't smoke at all anymore because it's bad for your health.
No, but you do have your vape pen there that we hear every once in a while.
I don't... Even when I smoked, I didn't really smoke cigars.
Captain Black's?
No, Outbacks when I did smoke a cigar.
Okay.
But mostly, I like my pipe.
Ah, yes. Pipes.
Which you still don't smoke anymore because it's bad for your health.
Pipes,
I don't.
Pipes are cool, though.
Yeah, they are.
They make you look smart.
Yes.
And you can point with them.
That's right.
It's true. Everybody takes you more seriously if you're pointing with a pipe as opposed to just with your finger.
True.
Monkeys point with their fingers.
And throw feces.
Yeah.
Right. I actually have a set of 4 pipes that were my great-grandfather's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's neat. Are they like just a style? The basic?
Sherlock Holmes?
They're 4 different kinds.
Or are they the big, deep?
I haven't looked at them in a while, but I've got them sitting on a shelf, and they've got like a container for all your tobacco, too. With a nice wood lid, and it's all in like a... It's a fancy thing. I'll show you sometime when you
Like
come
a
over.
decanter, but for tobacco?
Yeah, kind of.
See, I used to smoke the vanilla pipe tobacco.
Ah.
And
It smells really nice. Still, though, it's not good
the
for
one
you,
the
but it
one
smells
day I came home and Katie and her friend Ashley were over, or like were in my house, and they had lit my pipe and were blowing into the bowl to get the smoke to fill the house, so it smells like pipe vanilla tobacco.
Ah.
But they neither of them liked to smoke pipes,
Right.
so they were. I'm like, what are you doing? You're wasting it.
No, the house stunk and it needed to smell like something else.
Okay. So you recommend Cigar Nerds podcast?
They're a good podcast. You don't have to be into cigars to listen to them.
Okay.
But if you are into cigars, I would recommend listening to them. Because
you get
if
more
you're listening to us and are into cigars, you'll like them.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Cigar Nerds Podcast. Check it out. All right. So let's get into some movie news. You ready? Are you excited? Do you like movies?
I like movies.
Of course you do. You just went to the movies last night.
We did go to the movies
So
last night.
that's awesome. I got all kinds of movie news for you guys.
What movies are coming out, Sean?
Well, the guy who is the producer for the Transformers films, De Bonaventure or De Laurentiis or whatever the hell his name, I'm not looking up the article right now, but he was at some kind of thing where he was interviewed, and they are clearly working on 2 Transformers sequels. They've got...
It's like Land Before Time.
Kinda.
Well, so the Bumblebee was a reboot.
Okay.
A soft reboot.
It's a reboot.
It's a reboot. So they're working on the sequel to that. It's going to be a Bumblebee and Optimus Prime in a buddy movie.
Like a buddy cop movie?
I guess so. They don't really have a script or anything yet, but that's the concept.
Nice.
Optimus Prime on adventures back in time.
Oh, that sounds like
because
fun.
it's going to take place in the 80s, of course, like Bumblebee did. And the other one is a sequel to The Last Night, but it's not necessarily going to continue on with that storyline. It might just be something totally different, but it all takes place in the same universe. And that's it. That's all they got. But they are working on at least 2 more films. Remember last summer we were talking about they had 13 in the works?
Yeah.
Well, now they've got 2 in the works, which is probably more manageable for them. Because the last
way
night,
more sensible.
The Last Night was not that great. Although I did pick it up this week at Walmart for $10 on Blu-ray. Because I have all the rest of them, I had to add it to the collection.
No, you don't.
I do. I gotta. I'm a completist. Well, not really, because I don't have everything, but I try. So that's Transformers news. Let me pull up an article here that's even more interesting. You like older type movies?
I do.
Have you ever seen movies in the franchise called Alien?
I have.
You have? Have you?
I do believe I've heard of them. Possibly even seen them.
Did you know that Alien is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year? Because the first one came out in 1979.
Holy moly.
And now that we're 2019, that's 40 years. That's a long time. And we've got 4 short films coming out to celebrate. And the new...
4?
Yes, 6. Sorry, 6.
6?
6.
Short films, though.
Short films. The new movies will launch at Emerald City Comic Con in Seattle this weekend. And just the article here from The Hollywood Reporter says, as the Alien franchise approaches its 40th anniversary, the legacy of Ellen Ripley continues to evolve and expand, with 20th Century Fox inviting a new generation of filmmakers to play with xenomorphs and other Weyland-Yutani Corporation intellectual property for a series of 6 online short films. They were created in partnership with something called Tongle, which is an online platform that connects brands and stuff. So they talk about that in the article. Blah, 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 blah. But here we go. The short films will be released weekly online by the entertainment site IGN beginning March 29th, before being added to alienuniverse.com and the @Alien Anthology social media channels. And so that starts May 5th. But the official debut comes this weekend at Emerald City. In the article that I have here, it's on the Facebook page. We've got official descriptions of each of the films. I'll just tell you what the names are instead of reading all that stuff. But we've got Alone, Containment, Harvest, Night Shift, Ore, and Specimen.
Ore as in O-R or O-R-E?
O-R-E.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll read that description for you just to give you an example of what they are. As a hardworking miner of a planet mining colony, Lorraine longs to make a better life for her daughter and grandchildren. When her shift uncovers the death of a fellow miner under mysterious circumstances, Lorraine is forced to choose between escape or defying management orders and facing her fears to fight for the safety of her family. It doesn't say how long these short films actually are, so they could be 5 minutes, they could be half an hour, we don't know. But that's exciting, because we're getting more Alien stuff.
Yeah. Weren't you watching a series of like short stories before that were sci-fi? I think we even talked about them on the podcast before.
I watched a lot of shorts online, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes they can be really good.
Yeah.
You don't need a long time to make a good story.
No, it's true. You don't.
Sometimes the long format doesn't work because you're padding it out with stuff that doesn't need to be there.
Like how everybody complains about The Hobbit?
Yeah. That really should have been one movie.
I liked it.
Make it a long movie, sure. Make it like the rest of the Lord of the Rings series. Make it a long movie, but...
You only needed one, really.
Yeah. Or even 2. If you wanted to stretch that to 2, okay, all right.
I think that was the original plan.
But then they stretched it to 3, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's such a short book, though. It's odd to have it be 3 movies.
Yeah, the rest of the series is 3 movies, and
Each book is much larger than The Hobbit, and their movie is 1 movie.
Now he needs to do 3 more films in that Middle-earth thing and do a trilogy of those, so then we can have a trilogy of trilogies, and we'll call it the Lord of the Rings Trilogy Pack.
what would they source for the material, though?
The Cimarron...
That was added into The Hobbit.
Was it?
Yeah, that was one of the things they used to pad out The Hobbit.
Oh, then I have no idea. I don't know enough of Tolkien's backstory to really speculate.
See, therein lies the problem.
That is a problem. And
He did write other stuff.
He did. He wrote other stuff.
But it wouldn't be related.
Did you know that Ben Affleck is no longer playing Batman in the upcoming DC Extended Universe films?
That's such a bummer. He was actually really good as Batman.
Yes, and he's very interested in returning to the franchise as a director. So we've got an article here where everybody's speculating that, the fans anyway, they want him to helm a live-action Batman Beyond movie, getting Michael Keaton to be an older Bruce Wayne, and the idea is for the film to be set in the same universe and continuity so that this version is similar to the '89 classic Batman directed by Burton. It's the same guy, just
That
older.
would kind of be awesome. The Keaton one was so weird.
The article says, there's no time like the present for such a project, especially since the Batman Beyond animated series was set in the year 2019. That's this year. And Keaton's Batman would be the right age too, because he'll be training someone new to take on the mantle. And this will also fit with reports that Warner Brothers is actually looking for a younger actor to succeed Affleck.
Is he gonna have Ace, the Bat Dog?
Well, this is all speculation and rumor and just what fans want. There's nothing official.
So
this is just the thing people want.
It would be cool.
So Ben Affleck should never have been Batman.
Aww.
No,
I like that movie. It's weird.
Okay, so I don't like Ben Affleck's Batman, but I could have accepted him. But I knew Ben Affleck didn't have the willpower to stay in a series of movies like that. He's too artsy, and he doesn't want to be trapped in a role.
So he never should have taken it in the first place. Just like
Yeah, if you're not going to stay until they're done with the run, don't take the role.
That's right.
They're trying to build a series of movies. You knew that when you're going in, like
all the Marvel ones.
Like poor.
You got to be in it to win it.
Robert Downey Jr. He's been in how many now?
Yeah, but he is Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
Chris Evans.
I could do this all day.
And they're amazing at their parts.
They are fantastic actors, and I can understand at this point if they want to retire their character. But
I would also watch them
They've
in
been in it.
anything else being anything else.
they put the time in. They put in enough to say, we built up this universe. Affleck's been in 2 and a bit. We can say 3 maybe, because he was in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
the movie that shall
Forgot
not be
about
named.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Okay, so I did a funny thing yesterday.
Okay, what's your funny thing that you did?
I made a status update asking, hey, can anybody tell me if James Gunn is going to be working on the new Guardians 3 film? And actually people responded and gave me links and stuff. Because when I got home from work yesterday, that's all that was on Facebook. Like, there must have been 75 different links from different people and news sites that I follow saying, yes.
Why did you ask for more?
Because I was being silly. But
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
but
why?
but James Gunn has been rehired by Disney to direct and write Guardians 3, whenever that may come out.
Well, probably because they looked at what the other guy was planning, and they're like,
We can't let this happen.
no. We have rules here in the Marvel Universe. What do you think this is, DC?
Exactly. They want to maintain consistency, I'm sure.
And
I'm so glad somebody's in charge of that.
And what he did wasn't that bad.
He had some racist tweets or misogynist tweets or something.
He made jokes. They were clearly jokes. They were dark jokes, but this was in the early days when he was much younger.
Yeah, like in 2009 or something.
Oh, when everybody was an ass?
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody was. Everybody said something horrible.
And
Although it's totally fine to just be like, yeah, I was awful and I'm a better person now.
So the article here from Variety just says, Gunn was fired last July following the resurfacing of offensive tweets that made light of child sex abuse. The director apologized for the sentiments, which were bubbled up by conservative talking head Mike Cernovich, but was swiftly chopped by family-friendly Disney over the graphic and immature nature of his comments. The studio had never replaced him with any other director on the project. Leadership is said to be satisfied with his contrition. Gunn will also write the screenplay for the third installment, which is undated but slated for 2020. And aside from the notable reversal of a swift decision, Gunn's rehire presents a conflict of superhero proportions. He's currently in talks to write and direct a sequel of Suicide Squad, which we just mentioned. And yeah, so we've got that. So he's got Guardians 3 and Suicide Squad 2.
Well, here's the thing. He took that job when he was fired.
Exactly.
You can't say, well, you can't work with this other company. Sorry, you let me go.
I'm Groot.
I made a commitment to them. If you want me back, you have to accept the commitment that I've already made.
That's right.
And they did.
Yeah, and the two films that he did before in 2014 and 2017 combined grossing of $1.6 billion at the worldwide box office. So of course they're going to hire him.
Yeah, there's 1.6 billion reasons to hire him.
Yeah, right? So there's that.
I don't know.
There's also the fact that what he said, while dark and offensive,
It's probably not the type of thing anybody should joke about ever, but like,
But
I
it
don't
was-
know about him enough as a person to know if he's changed at all.
but the thing is, it was clearly jokes. Therein lies the thing.
Yeah, but certain things. It's fine if he just says, I made a terrible decision making those jokes. I have learned from my mistakes. I won't do them again.
I'm Groot.
But if he's just like, yeah, well, everybody was a jerk back then.
He made an apology, and he said that's, I don't remember what his apology was, but it's something to the effect of, I was young and stupid.
Yeah,
Which we all are at times.
which is fine. If you own up to it,
Yeah, but
everybody makes mistakes.
some people were not satisfied with that. And what his statements were clearly jokes. It's not like he used to be a racist and now he's claiming not to be. That's something harder to deal with. His things were jokes. I don't agree with them. They were terrible jokes because they weren't funny.
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
like
can-
to say that he probably shouldn't have made them and apologize, that's kind of all you can ask of somebody. They don't have a time machine. They can't go back and smack themselves and say, don't say what you're going to say.
Yeah, but it's bad if you make a joke and that's kind of offensive. It's worse when that joke's not funny.
It's worse when it's...
So, like, if you're gonna tell a terrible joke, you better make it real funny.
And speaking of Suicide Squad 2, you heard that Idris Elba is replacing Will Smith as Deadshot.
Why? Why are
why?
you grabbing another big actor?
I don't know.
But why, though?
I don't know.
Didn't Will Smith do a good job?
Yeah, but he didn't want to come back.
He didn't want to do it again.
Oh.
So.
Well, Suicide Squad... Oh, no, wait. In Suicide Squad, wasn't that the one where the guy who played the Joker, like, ruined everybody's life for the entire time the movie was being made?
Yes.
I wouldn't go back to that either.
So there you go. There's that.
Just for, like, the way that it was
not back in
allowed to... Yeah, but who's to say nobody else is going to do that? If it's allowed to happen and nobody stops it after the first or second time, I just wouldn't go back to that either. Be like, you guys can just stop the franchise or get somebody else.
The problem with bringing in really big celebrities, though. Again, it's another thing. He wanted to be in it, to be a part of that, but he didn't want to stay in it. Now, if you want to kill off the villain, fine, get a big star for the villain and kill him off, and that way, it's part of the Marvel movie, but I didn't have to come back, right? I'm part of it. There we go. Blah blah blah. But don't sign up for something that's going to be recurring. Just don't. If you're not going to put in the time, don't put in your name.
That's right. Agreed. So now it's time for some trailers.
All right. What do we got?
Okay. So the first one is the big one that just came out this week. Well, they all come out this week, actually. But the third and final trailer for Endgame.
God, seems like 1,000 years ago. I fought my way out of that cave. Became Iron Man. Realized I loved you. I know I said no more surprises, but I was really hoping to pull off one last one.
The world has changed. None of us can go back. can do is our best. And sometimes the best that we can do is to start over.
I saw all these people die. I keep telling everybody they should move on. Some do, but not us.
Even if there's a small chance, we owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
We will. Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. I like this one.
Alright, so I've actually avoided this trailer,
Okay.
so I don't want to watch it.
Okay. Well, you don't have to. I've seen it before I came over.
So now he's going to spoil it all for you.
No, it doesn't really spoil anything. It's mostly just voiceovers and a lot of black and white shots, and we see all the people who disappeared into the dust. And it's got a little bit of Captain Marvel at the end, but doesn't really tell us anything about what's happening or how she's in the continuity of it or anything like that. It's a big trailer. Obviously, you haven't seen it, so we can't talk about it, but that's okay.
No,
But you just said it doesn't have anything new in it, really, anyway.
Not really. It's a lot of like recaps and backstory.
You're like, remember this movie that you saw that made you really sad where the second half wasn't finished? We're doing the second half. Remember that. Come watch it.
Well, actually, it started out with a flashback of the first Iron Man movie where he's in the desert after Iron Man Mark 1 landed in the desert and he's taking his mask off and he's like, oh, remember when he was...
Yeah, because he thought he was going to die.
Yeah, so there was that, and it's pretty cool, actually. It's very nostalgic, actually.
Yeah, I as we get closer, I kind of want to avoid trailers.
I get that.
Because, it's not far away.
It's not far away. It's at the end of April, so that's just over a month.
Yeah.
So we're excited.
Yeah.
Definitely a theater watch.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it's almost the end of April already.
End of
As
March.
you're aware, the Northern Ontario Expo is coming up. And I've got 2 costumes to make.
Two.
One for each of my children's.
You have 2 kids.
I have 2.
Where are the little Rugrats, anyway?
They are being kept in secret base. Off of this base.
Okay. So what kind of costumes are you making this year? Can you talk about it, or do you don't want to give spoilers?
Have you guys seen Princess Mononoke?
I have.
No.
You haven't seen it yet?
Why would I watch that?
Because Josh and I keep telling you to watch it.
Well, you never watch it when I'm here, so I'm not going to go find it on my own, probably.
Because I have it at the store.
Oh.
I brought all my Studio Ghibli movies to the store because they keep the children entertained for a long period of time.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay,
well, that one is a really good movie, and it has giant pigs and giant wolves and a lot of things. And it has a wolf princess. Mina is going to be Son, the wolf princess, and Damien is going to be the hero Ashitaka.
Oh, very nice.
Well, one of the 2 heroes. But, Son was a little bit too gung-ho for bloodlust to be a hero on her own.
It's his story. It's Ashitaka's story. And Son becomes a major part of his story.
Yeah.
But,
if she wasn't as out for blood, she could have been as much of a peaceful... Because, Ashitaka's out to, save both sides and get them to live in peace. Mm-hmm. And they just don't want to. And, Son is clearly on a side, and she just wants them dead. She just wants her enemies dead.
Okay. So you got to make these 2 costumes.
Yeah.
And you have less than a month to do it.
Yeah. This is how I do it every year. It's horrible.
Last minute.
Yep.
Last minute, Katie.
Always last minute. It's awful.
Okay.
I plan it out for a long time ahead of time, and then I switch last minute, and then I make the costumes, and then they win the contest.
And what are you making these costumes for?
Oh, Northern Ontario Expo.
What the heck is that?
It's also called Timmins Con this year.
Ah. Oh, yeah, right. I should know about this because Josh and I are on the board of directors.
Yeah.
Right.
Even though it sounds like it's some kind of like forest city convention, which it sort of is.
It's all about trees and rocks and things.
No, it turns out it's actually about pop culture.
Ooh.
That is their theme.
I don't like pop culture.
Yes, you do.
How do you know?
Because you're making a podcast about it.
Oh, because I've been podcasting about it for 5.5 years.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, that's how I know that you like pop culture.
I do love pop culture.
Yes, you do.
Plus all the totes of toys that I have all over my house.
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right. I like things.
Especially
and the clothes you're currently wearing.
Oh, because I'm wearing a Stranger Things Demogorgon shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I often frequent the Jump City comic book shop at 38 Pine Street North here in Timmins, which you and your sister own,
Yeah.
and sell comic books and toys.
Yes.
Yes. Shameless plug alert.
But yeah, so it's April
13th and 14th.
13th and 14th at the McIntyre Arena in Schumacher this year.
Yes.
It's going to be super fun.
Super fun.
So we bring the comic books. I think maybe one other person might have comics, but a lot of it is toys and other various merchandise.
Good,
and there's
because
a
I'm gonna buy
costume
some.
contest, a cosplay contest.
Right.
Also this year, I believe there's a stunt.
Some lady,
There's a local
lady?
stunt actress.
Some lady who was born here. Yep.
Yeah.
She works out in Vancouver and LA and stuff, and she's the guest star this year.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but she's awesome and she does stunts. So we look forward to seeing her.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, how about that trailer for Aladdin? Speaking of Will Smith movies, did you guys watch the Aladdin trailer?
I actually did. It looks like it's going to be pretty good.
I was going through the trailers this morning at home before I got here, and I was like, oh yeah, Aladdin came out this week because the trailer. Do I care? Not really, but I'll play it right here.
They're over there! Get them! Stop! Thief! You three get back there!
You stumbled upon an opportunity. I can make you rich. Rich enough to impress a princess.
What would I have to do?
There's a cave of wonders.
Bring me the lamp.
O great one who summons me, I stand by my oath, loyalty to wishes 3.
I'm kidding. Watch this.
Watch out! You done wound me up. You ain't never had a friend like me.
Hey, can you make me a prince?
There is a lot of gray area in make me a prince. I could just make you a prince.
Oh, no.
Y'all see my palace?
You look like a prince on the outside, but I didn't change anything on the inside. Showtime.
No, I'm in charge, okay? I say when it's time. Really? I thought a princess could go anywhere.
Not this princess.
Do you trust me?
And it actually doesn't look as bad as I expected.
Okay, because like part of the thing is when I see the trailers for the live action versions of a movie I've already watched as a child and already loved as a child, I find it really odd that they redo it at all, but there's a lot of really strange people who will not watch something if it's not live action.
That's true.
Because if it is drawn, it is for children, even though like there's things like Spawn and South Park and
Yeah, all the things.
yeah, like those are drawn. Heavy metal, for example.
Yes.
You would not want children watching
No, definitely not. But Aladdin looks like it's good for kids of all ages. They didn't whitewash any of the characters, so they're racially appropriate to the area. Will Smith looks like he's doing a fun job as the genie.
He's probably going to do a good job.
He's both blue and black at different scenes. So
Weird.
That was weird. There's musicals in it, musical dancing numbers.
There's
which
supposed to be music.
I don't like, so that would make me
Yeah, but
not go.
you don't like musicals at all.
I hate them.
It's a Disney film, though.
I know, it hurts me.
What do you mean it hurts you?
Musicals.
All Disney has always been musicals.
Yeah, I know, I don't like it.
They can't make it a non-musical movie, then it wouldn't be the same movie.
That's perfectly fine.
Well, then you would just be watching a different movie.
Yeah.
But a lot of the Disney movies have good songs.
All right, fine. So, are you guys going to go see this in theaters? I'm not.
I'm going to go see it, but I'm going to go see it with a different group of people because Josh doesn't like musicals.
I don't mind most Disney musicals. I will not go see this.
No?
No.
If you buy it and you have a movie night here...
Oh, I'm not going to buy it.
I will watch it with you after we watch Princess Mononoke, but... I don't know
No,
if I'll
sorry.
ever see
If I'm
this.
going to buy a movie, it's going to be the original animated version.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because they keep locking it away in the vault. That's the only reason why I don't already own it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Although I went to go and see Beauty and the Beast,
Mhm.
thinking, why do I want to go and see this? Because it's basically just the same movie again. And it does have all the same parts, but they did add in stuff that wasn't in the original and still fit it. So I was okay with it. The one part where the actor who is the Beast is having this extra added song that wasn't in the original while Belle is running back to her father on Philippe.
Never saw the original.
He's the horse.
Couldn't tell you.
That's a really good scene. It makes you feel more... It's more like a play, though.
Mm.
It's like going to, like, the theater than it is like going to the cinema.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Okay. So you're going to go see it at the theater?
Yeah, probably.
You're not?
No.
I won't. Okay. So we got another thing here, another trailer for a movie called Prospect. It's not going to be in the theater, it's on demand. The trailer, though, is hilarious, and I'm going to play the audio for it right here.
A remote moon on the edge of the galaxy. A toxic forest filled with precious gems. Bandits, mercenaries, desperate men, and a girl who just wants to escape. Prospect. Starring Jay Duplantis, Pedro Pascal, and introducing Sophie Thatcher. Follow the journey of her fight to survive in Prospect. Prospect, rated R, now available on video cassette.
Go to the Facebook page, look up the article for the Prospect film. It's cut as if it was, speaking of VHS, a trailer for a VHS film.
Oh, yeah.
And it's awesome. The sound of it is very 90s as well. It's in the thing it says this is like the best independent film since Moon, which was an awesome film from 2009.
I don't think just the audio is going to do it justice, though. I think
no,
you need to have it all
to.
together.
You have to see it. At the end, where the guy on the trailer says, now available on video cassette, a flash on the screen says, not available on VHS. So, and then it shows like 50 or 60 different places where it is available. The internet! And this place and that place.
DVD, Blu-ray.
Yeah, all the things. So it's about, I think the article said it was about a father and daughter who go to some moon to mine some valuable material, and she has to survive somehow.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic.
It does. I can't
It
wait
is
to see it.
so low budget.
Yeah, it's definitely low budget, independent.
I really like it, though.
I do. I'm not saying I don't like it. I really enjoy low-grade sci-fi films. Because they either have no choice but to develop the story.
Yep.
Because they don't have a sci-fi or a special effects budget to fall back on.
Exactly.
And you tend to either get really good acting or really bad acting.
Yes.
Both of which are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they either really try or it's so bad it's funny.
Have I made you guys watch the film Rubber?
I've seen Rubber.
About Rubber?
The Killer Tire.
The Killer Tire. Have you not seen this, Josh?
I may have, but I do not recall it at all.
It's awful.
But it's awful, but I love it.
It's a trauma film,
It's
right?
hilarious, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But definitely recommend Rubber. Definitely recommend Prospect, even though I haven't seen it. I gotta search it out. I still want to find the man who killed Bigfoot and Hitler and all that stuff. That came out last month on VOD and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
But I haven't found
We haven't
it
seen
anywhere.
it yet either.
No. So we have one last trailer, Batman versus the Ninja Turtles.
It all happened so fast. We have to stop them, Batman.
Whatever they are, they're going to regret stepping foot in Gotham.
This is a big score, gentlemen. It's the bat! Fire! Fire!
Do I look like a friggin' bat to you?
Huh?
I've read rumors about a supernatural bat creature in Gotham, but I assumed it was an urban legend.
Ninja Turtles?
We came to Gotham to stop Shredder and the Foot Clan.
The man who'll help us destroy this city is right behind this door.
Oh, come on!
Robin, Batgirl, these inmates were the deadliest criminals in all of Gotham. Let's move.
It's time for this city to destroy itself.
Take him down! We need answers!
You're welcome to try.
Think fast! He thought too fast. We're not your enemy.
This is still my city.
If they're ready for a fight, we bring them a freaking fight. You are no match for me.
Let's end this.
What do we think?
I think it looks good.
They're going to team up and try to defeat Shredder and the Foot Clan and stuff. And it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray combo this spring sometime.
I'm interested to see how they'll make it work, because sometimes when they throw too many villains into a Batman...
Well, yeah, because we saw Mr. Freeze and the Penguin and the Joker and Bane and all these guys.
Yeah.
All the guys got out of Arkham again.
And then Shredder's there, and the Foot Clan is there, so it's a big team up.
And Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, we saw, what's her name too, Harley Quinn.
Yeah. I always feel so bad for her. She doesn't really belong in Arkham.
So...
It looks fun.
It does look fun. I'm probably going to see it. I'd like to see, like, because, you know, Batman's kind of a competent ninja, and the Turtles aren't. Like, they're good fighters, but they tend to announce all their attacks.
Yes.
Which is awesome. They'd be a fun team to watch be paired up. It's based on a comic book series.
Yes.
Which they did first for adults, and then they did another version for children as well.
Right, that's true.
I'm just concerned because every time they throw in too many villains to Batman, it tends to make it awful. Whoever is doing the Batman movies where they just throw in like every villain or almost every villain, because you can do it in comics a lot of the time and it's fine because it seems like the pacing is better and just like the plot is thought out better. But it seems sometimes when they do it with movies that they're just like, let's put every single villain in this, and then a lot of it will be filled with action scenes and we won't need a story.
Exactly, and that's not good. But this looks like a lot of fun.
It does look
and
like
it looks
fun.
like they're going to do it right.
I'm hoping they do.
Are you going to buy it so we can review it on the podcast?
I don't know. I'm going to watch it first and then see. Cause,
It's on Blu-ray, DVD.
She'll find her ways. The stork will bring her a copy or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if I want to buy... Could you imagine if we bought Batman Ninja?
Oh, God. That was terrible.
That's the one in Japan, right?
Yeah.
I watched that on Netflix there a while back.
The character designs are cool. That is all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like the action figures, we have some action figures of them at the store, and they're really nice, and they're really cool.
I like action figures.
And they look awesome. They look like, have you seen the, I think they're SH Figure Arts statues, but I could be wrong, and they're like the Ninja Boba Fett, Ninja Stormtrooper, Ninja Darth Vader, those kinds of things. They look like those, or sorry, like samurai. I think some of them are samurai. But, so they're like those, where there's lots of detail. They look really cool. Their costume designs are amazing. But watching the show is... it's a drain of my life.
I didn't find it that bad.
It was bad.
I could have spent that time sleeping or being drowned.
Right. Okay, so that's our trailers for this week. We're definitely going to go see Endgame. Yeah, Aladdin you might go see.
Yeah, probably.
Prospect we don't have to go to the theater, but we're going to watch it if we can find a copy of it.
Mhm.
And Batman vs. Ninja Turtles looks like something we'd watch.
I'd like to watch it. I hope. As long as it's not like Batman Ninja. That's the last Batman thing that I watched, and I think it kind of soured me a little bit. It's
Probably.
bad. It's super, super bad.
Yeah. So there was no new episode of The Orville this week.
No.
That comes out again next week, but I did watch episode 9 of Star Trek Discovery.
Black alert. Black alert.
And we got way more backstory on Section 31 and how it operates. And we know about the computer system that runs it. And we lost a beloved member of the crew this week. So that was very sad and made me feel feelings because they gave her backstory at the beginning of the episode and throughout it. And it was really good. They referenced Voyager on this episode through the game Codiscot. You remember that game that
I
Naomi
remember
played
Codiscot.
all the time? So they mentioned that actually as a thing. So they're tying it into the whole universe of Star Trek, which was great. Not quite as good as episode 8, but awesome just the same. That's all I'm going to say because you don't watch it, and that's all I know.
So who wants to know about the latest comic book Batman news?
Nobody, but you can tell us anyway.
Everybody wants to know, Sean.
Oh, that's what I meant. Everybody.
Yeah.
I said it backwards.
So, said the opposite thing.
Yes.
Yeah, so there is a new comic. It is part of the Batman Who Laughs series. It is called Batman Who Laughs The Grim Knight #1. And there are 3 different variants available at Jump City Comics right now.
Oh, nice.
It's written by Scott Snyder, Eduardo Risso, and it is produced by the DC Comics. And it was released March 13th.
That's
of this year.
Just the other day.
Yeah, just the other day. This, I think it's called tfaw.com, describes it as being ripped from Batman's greatest nightmares. The Grim Knight is the Grim Knight is his world's most dangerous vigilante, unafraid to use any weapon and go to any lengths to stop those who he deems worthy of death. Trained with the finest arsenal Wayne money can buy, learn the secret origin of the second deadliest Batman, hand-selected by the Batman Who Laughs to bring his dark plans to fruition. This one-shot is a big 28-page story.
Cool. And that's available now.
Yes,
At your store.
I love one-shots.
Yeah.
It's an alternate universe story, so it's not going to mess with like the rest of the plot line.
Perfect.
You can get it, read it, love it, and
forget it.
Not have to like subscribe to it for the rest of your life. And you can go forth and enjoy other comics and stories.
And speaking of other comics, I have got a status update from our good friend Davis Dewsbury.
This is Davis Dewsbury, the writer of Orc of the Great White North, and you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast.
You do?
Yes, and he says, if you bought an Auric number 5 at Toronto Comic Con today, you have a copy before me. Do me a favor and brag by posting a picture here of yourself with a copy. So, Auric, of course, is our local comic book hero. Davis is the writer for the thing, and they're having their issue number 5 launch at Toronto Comic Con this weekend, which we're missing. But Davis is a good guy. He's also on the board of the NOE with us, and that's what I know there. Now we have to wrap up the podcast, episode 238, because I have to go visit my friend Deidre and record an episode of the Soul Forge podcast for this week. So I'm
How exciting.
It's very exciting. She's a great lady. We're going to go talk about things and stuff.
Things and stuff?
Or we might talk about stuff and things. We're not sure. It's hard to know.
Only stuff, no things.
Maybe that.
Only things, no stuff.
SoulForgePodcast.com. Check it out. Anyway, that's all we got for this week. Do all the things, listeners, that you'll hear in the end credits. And remember, in the words of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, inside you is the potential to make yourself better. And that is what it is to be human, to make yourself more than you are. You have been listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. To contact the show, email therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweet us at therustedrobot. Join the Facebook page and group, and visit the website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. The Rusted Robot Podcast was put together by Sean and Josh and the Rusty crew. Please remember to check out our other show, the Soul Forge Podcast, visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall, and leave a glowing review in your chosen podcast app. Thank you, and have a geeky day.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Forged
first met in the Shire, you were heavy to bear. My finger's gone, but who cares? Found you in a dark cave, my wits did not betray. You led me through the smog, yeah, felt like 5 feet tall. Someone's got to give now, 'cause the Dark Lord will return, you see. Tomorrow we should go now and throw in that one ring. No, get onto my hand, and I'll disappear where I stand. I know, no Sauron can see, but I need that one ring, so give me that one ring. Changed my name for you, I killed my cousin too. I've gone pale and hairless for you, my precious. Someone's gotta give soon, 'cause this ring will rule us all, you see. But I'll carry you to Mount Doom, just throw in that one ring. No, get onto my hand, and I'll disappear where I stand. I know, no Sauron can see, but I need that one ring. So come on, come play with my mind, make me forget space and time. I know, no, you disagree, but I need that one ring, so give me that one ring. I need that one ring. So come on, come play with my mind, make me forget space and time. No, get onto my hand, and I'll disappear where I stand. I know, no Sauron can see, but I need that one ring, so give me that one ring.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.